instead of naming your page Amy Smith Realty or Amy Smith, Realty Services or something like that, you would want to name it Amy Smith, comma Realtor or Amy Smith, comma Real Estate Agent. The reason is that you do not want to give off the impression that you are a brokerage. That is and can be a direct violation. And what the way they'll look at it is that you were deceiving the public. That if someone had an issue with you, that they thought you were the broker and there was no one to go say, hey, I'm having an issue with this agent. So it's kind of like a checks and balances type thing. So just think about that. Not using, you definitely don't want to use the realty at the end of your name, unless you are, unless it is a real firm that has your name like that. So sharing a specific listing. So this is where we were talking about that a lot. So if you do not have listings, or maybe you have listings and you've maxed those out, and now you're like, I want to actually share a listing that another solid source agent has, because it's beautiful, it's in the area that I want to work in, or I know maybe I have some buyers and I want to help promote it, whatever it is like that. Um, Here are our recommendations for that. Greg doesn't get too deep into this. However, you have to be aware of a couple of things. It has to be shared from an IDX feed. The reason being is if you share a picture of that property as a single picture, you downloaded it from MLS or whatever like that, that is copyright infringement, and you could be looking at a huge fine for that, because technically the photographer took the picture, sold it to the agent probably in that scenario, and then that agent used it on behalf of the seller. And so if you go take that picture, even if they say sure, use that picture from the MLS, I would never do that. Okay, just as a heads up. Let's go back to our IDX feed. We already have a complimentary way to do it, or through KV Core, and grab the actual IDX feed information. So here are our requirements for that. As a professional courtesy, send that agent a text message. Hey, your home at that home you have listed at 123 Main Street. It's beautiful. I'd love to promote it on my Facebook business page. Professional courtesy, for that. We think everyone would agree on both sides. If you have the listing, you would appreciate it. And then always share from the IDX. So really, that's it. There's not a ton of rules behind it. When you do go to post it on Facebook, inside of the words, you could say, take a look at this stunning 5-bed 4-bath, whatever. You've shared the link from the IDX feed, right? So it's not just a still picture. And so when somebody clicks on it, they will go to an actual page about that, but it can be on your website, right? So that's how you would do that. Not any more complicated than that, but that's how you could share listings if you do not have listings. We recommend, to try to stay within the solid source family as much as possible. Just because, if you get outside of there could be agents that are like, oh, that's not how we do it, or that's not our broker's policy, or this and that. And so there are so many listings within solid source. You can go view all of them on Georgia MLS or FMLS as you're searching, and find one that you would want to promote, or you might see it on Facebook already or something and say, I'd love to share that. Those are the requirements for that. IDX, and send a text as a professional courtesy. So, and then never share a specific photo. So IDX feeds can be shared. One other feature that you can do, like through your website, especially through like a KV Core, is you go search on your website page for all homes in Alpharetta with a pool. That's just an example. Change it to whatever you want. There's another one, all McDonough homes with a full basement. So you go search right on your website, like you're a client. Okay, I'm going to search Alpharetta. I'm going to check pool in the filter box. You get that page where it shows all the results, and you go copy that URL. And now you can share that URL to Facebook and say, see all homes in Alpharetta with a pool, summertime's coming up, and look at all these homes with a pool in Alpharetta. Now you share that to social media, to Facebook or whatever. Facebook would be the prime example in that one. And now when people click on there, they go back to that page you had searched for with all homes in Alpharetta with a pool, but they're on your website. And so it's a really nice way to kind of think about that. Maybe, McDonough homes with a full basement, or, maybe you work in or are near an area that has like a lot of golfers or something like that. So all homes, you don't want a golf course, or all homes with a lake view, or anything that you can think of that is searchable in the MLS, you can search for on your website and share. And so you do not have to have permission to that, because you're sharing a group of listings from an IDX feed.